I'm Imelda, Kinsella. I'm farming in a family farm partnership with my parents, Seamus and Marie. We're based in South Kilkenny. We have a farm of 120 dairy cows, spring calving, supplying to Glanbia. And we also have a calf to beef enterprise, finishing 100 cattle each year for the factory. I suppose to give a bit of background on the farm, my father started farming there in 1977. He was one of 10 children, and he started farming in his own right at the age of 10 on the home farm. After that, he went and rented pieces of ground in his own right for growing corn, for cattle, and growing potatoes. He eventually saved up enough money from his hard work to buy the home farm at Ballytarsney where we currently live. He bought 95 acres in 1977 and a house, and the same year he married my mother, Marie. My grandfather gave him 12 in-calf Frisian heifers as a gift, and that started him dairy farming. From that's where we built up the business to where we are today. For myself, I suppose I always had a strong interest in farming from a very early age, and after my leaving certificate I went to Kildalton Agricultural College. I did my certificate in agriculture there, and during the year I found out a little bit about the course, the more advanced course in dairy management down in Clonakilty Agricultural College. So I decided to go down there, and I came home in 2001 farming full time. I was farming, but I was an employee of my father's, and I wanted to be more involved in the decision making side of the farm. I felt that I had a lot of skills from what I had learned from my practical experience working on other farms and through college. So we decided that a partnership was a good way forward for us. We were trying to build our milk quota and build our business at the time, and we both felt that it was something that would be fairly positive for us. So in 2003 we set up the milk partnership, and we're one of the first partnerships to be set up in the country. We haven't looked back since. So in 2003 we had been milking 65 cows. So we built it slowly and built it when we had time and when we had money, and we built it up now to what we have today is the 120 cows. I don't know how much further we're going to go down in the future, but time will tell. I found out about the partnership through my local discussion group, Teagasc discussion group. So I went then naturally to our own Teagasc advisor, and he, I suppose, was a bit of a facilitator in setting us up there. He gave us lots of advice, and we went to our accountants. We both had two separate solicitors just to avoid any conflict of interest down through the line. We went from there. We set up. There was a lot of background work that had to be done beforehand. I set up the herd. We changed the herd to a joint herd number. We also had to draw up a full partnership agreement. So that was all done through our solicitors and that. And within the agreement, we set up a profit sharing agreement. And at the time, I had no physical assets as such, apart from I had my skills and knowledge and that I had learned from college and practical work. These assets were an invaluable source to my father and to the business, and really were invaluable for the growth of the business, especially as regards our main emphasis being on increasing the breeding of the herd, the quality of the herd, and as well as the size. So I suppose initially when we set up the profit sharing agreement within the partnership, the profits in my own name would have been quite low, but people would need to realise that as you bring more skills and more of your own skills and your own personal assets to the business, that your share of the profits will also grow. I suppose everything can't be about money at the end of the day either, because you're both a partnership in the business, and it's in both your interests to grow the business. But I suppose as a parent will get older and they will take a step back from the business, and the younger person will move more forward into the business, then their profits will also increase too. So we're very happy farming a family partnership at the moment. Every day is bringing new and interesting challenges. We're making a good healthy living from the business. And the more importantly, I think for every occupation, not only in farming or any partnership or anything, we have a good quality of life. And I think that's probably the most important element to any occupation, I suppose.